From the world's emptiest airport, China's abandoned city, to thousands upon thousands of kilometers of empty city roads in the middle of the Mojave Desert. This is the concluding part of our world's most useless projects series. So, join us as we unveil another series of the world's most useless projects. But before we proceed, kindly take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more premium content. Also, stay updated for the concluding part of this video. Now, let us get to it. Shanghai International Project, China. China's economy witnessed a boom in the early 2000s after the country focused on real estate, which saw the popular cities erect different structures of skyscrapers. But behind these projects lies lots of ghost cities that cost billions of dollars. Shanghai International Project is a $3 billion project comprising two parts: a high-end residential community with apartments and theme parks, and a smaller commercial hub containing shopping complexes and skyscrapers. The 1,800-acre project, located in Shijiazhuang, is built next to an underground metro station, which makes the location perfect for living. But to this day, Shanghai International Project remains a ghost city. Why? When the Shanghai project was first announced, it was met with excitement, and over 700 units were sold quickly until the CEO of the company in charge was arrested for corruption. The arrest paused construction at the site, and by 2017, the CEO was found guilty, and the sales of the housing units hit rock bottom. A few months after the CEO's arrest, his company declared bankruptcy, and work was stopped on site. The half-developed project remains unfinished to this day, and homeowners haven't been able to move because the government has confiscated it. The Shanghai International Project is now more of a tourist attraction than a residential property, since the site is mainly visited by bloggers and YouTubers interested in knowing the story behind the abandoned ghost city. Matalaraja Paksa International Airport, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's civil war didn't give the country a chance for development until 2019, when it ended all civil wars across all cities. The new government, under the leadership of Mahinda Rajapaksa, deemed it fit to boost the nation's economy, and plans were made to construct an airport that would serve the citizens alongside the already existing one at the country's capital, Colombo. The president envisioned a second commercial hub in the Hambantota region, already home to a seaport and some other world-class buildings. The new airport kick-started in 2009 and was opened to the public in 2012, but things didn't go out as planned. Prior to the development, the government was warned not to invest in a new airport, but rather extend the airport in the country's capital so it could serve more citizens. Matalaraja Paksa International Airport was built to suit the modern man. But the airport witnessed a low turnout and remained one of the most useless projects in the world. But why did the airport become deserted? The new airport was built just outside Hambantota, but in a remote village where a high percentage of the people live below the poverty line. Even though the town is close to tourist centers, no adequate means of transportation were provided to enhance travelers' movement. Matalaraja Paksa's defeat in the 2015 elections made things even worse for him, as his seaport project also failed, causing his country to plunge into a huge debt. California City, United States of America. At the mention of Los Angeles, Miami, and other prominent places in the United States, all we can think of is luxury, right? Well, that is exactly what Nathan K. Mendelsohn thought about when he bought a 30,000 acre of land in the desert of California to develop a major city that would rival the likes of Los Angeles and Miami. California, being home to the United States military base, receives a lot of funding from the government, and this made people migrate in thousands in search of jobs in the state. Nathan, who has vast experience in developing towns, saw this as a great opportunity. So he acquired some acres of land in the desert for transformation. California isn't totally a desert land, but Nathan chose the desert area because it is cheaper and also has an underground lake, which he could convert into a tourist center after completing the project. Nathan soon started work, and the California City Development Company was created, with Nathan being the leader. He started advertising his real estate heavily with the hope of luring angel investors, but all his efforts remained futile. After 7 years of developing the project, California City could only boast 800 residents. After sales dwindled, Nathan sold his shares in his company, but was picked by law enforcement agents for fraud and corruption cases. Today, only 15,000 people occupy California City, which is considerably low when compared to the population of the country. Now that the United States has been hit with a housing crisis, the best guess is that the government might consider rethinking the abandoned city. But till then, we keep our fingers crossed. We are halfway through, guys. If you're enjoying the video, kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Golden Finance 117, Tianjin, China. During the 2000s, when China began its economic boom, all cities competed for international fame alongside the country's capital. Tianjin, being one of the cities, entered the Guinness Book of Records for housing the world's tallest abandoned building in the world. Golden Finance 117 was first envisioned in the early 2000s, and work commenced on site in 2008 with funds from Paksa Tong, chairman of Golden Financial Holdings. Golden Finance 117 was to be the centerpiece of Golden Metropolitan, a 1.8 square kilometer luxury residential and business district located just outside of downtown Tianjin. The plan was to have multiple residential and commercial buildings alongside the central skyscraper, which will have 128 floors. Also, the skyscraper will be designed to have an iconic diamond-shaped roof 3 stories high that will serve as an observation deck containing a swimming pool, restaurants, and other luxury amenities. During the construction of the project, the global financial crisis kicked in, and this stopped work on the site for some time. Things returned to normalcy in 2011, and work resumed on the site. In September 2015, the building was finally topped out, marking the completion of the skyscraper's structure, which was great news. But then the Chinese stock market crashed, which saw lots of Chinese billionaires lose more than half of their net worth. Paksa Tong's stock plummeted as low as 67%, and his personal share in the Golden Finance building also witnessed a $13 billion loss. This made Paksa suspend all operations indefinitely, and to date, no progress has been made, making the Golden Finance 117 project a major useless project. One might think the financial crisis rendered the project useless, but the project was doomed to fail right from the onset. Even if it were completed, no locals in Tianjin would be willing to splurge millions on a skyscraper when they could easily move to the city's capital or other prominent cities within the country. Bjergel Babies. The northern Turkey is home to hundreds of abandoned chateau-style homes. The homes were originally designed to cater to the needs of wealthy oil moguls, with over 700 separate buildings. Each plot of land will have a 3-story building, a spiral staircase, and a traditional Turkish interior for an exquisite experience. The plan for Bjergel Babies also included a central shopping center that would boast cinemas, healthcare facilities, shops, restaurants, and mosques. The icing on the cake for the project is the geothermal spring just beneath the construction site. So a traditional Turkish bath with hot water will be included to make the building a complete package. With all the necessary amenities included, why didn't this project see the light of day? The project started on the right note, and almost 600 out of the projected 732 buildings were erected until the global oil market tanked. The major investors of the Bjergel Babies were oil moguls, so the market crash affected all of them literally, and work had to be stopped. To make matters worse, Turkey also witnessed the biggest inflation the country has ever witnessed within the same period. Other investors also pulled out of the project to bring construction to a halt. The company in charge of the construction witnessed a massive loss and was advised to file for bankruptcy, which they didn't do, with the hope that when things returned to normalcy, they could easily sell off some buildings to finance the rest of the project. Things eventually went from bad to worse when no one took an interest in the project. And up to today, the Bjergel Babies remains a ghost city with no single building completed. The world's most useless projects boast several projects costing several billion. Which of these projects do you think should never have been developed? Kindly drop your opinions in the comments section. Meanwhile, if you like the video, kindly hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.